The culture of a volunteer fire department is unique and can be quite challenging to cultivate. Volunteers aren't tied to the department by salary or benefits. Most are driven by love for their community and the desire to serve. Through encouragement, coaching, and vision, they can be led to be what they truly are, unpaid professionals the community can depend on. From July 1st, 1990 to June 30th, 1997, David Sanders was the chief of the Southern Shores Volunteer Fire Department. The preceding story is a history of the department and the efforts led by Sanders to propel the department's technology, community involvement, and infrastructure into a thriving and highly rated volunteer fire department.
Now was in a perplexing position of trying to figure out what a fire chief was supposed to be and where the fire department was at and how it fit in with the larger fire service community in Dare County. I believe it was Doug O'Malley that pointed out to me that there was a fire chief's handbook, which I ordered quickly. Ultimately, over the next 2 years, we developed what became basically a 7-point set of goals. We knew we were going to come up to an insurance services organization inspection at some point, that we wanted to improve the fire rating for the area, which at that time was a 9/5S, basically a rural fire department. But there were a lot of things that had to be done. Started checking, we had no records for hose testing, we had no records for pumper testing, we had no records for hydrant testing. In order to be prepared for an ISO, we had to have 5 years of those records. So it was a long-term commitment to make those changes. The fire officers that we had got behind it, the membership got behind it. We're talking about a lot of work for volunteers, many of whom worked or semi-retired and worked. We were blessed with a number of people that had the time that were fully retired. Still, it was a lot of work to consider given the limited number of times that we could get together, which at the time was twice a month. Out of that came the idea of producing a support group. They took over a lot of the testing procedures. We put in a couple of computers, started using a database. This is in 1992. Established a line item budget, which helped with the maintenance. Then we knew how much we were spending, what we were spending it on. We realized that we needed to upgrade and update the fire apparatus themselves. We had to come up with an SOP manual, which a lot of the local departments helped with, but before that, our main SOP was one memo that was set on the wall at each station, which was to not park an apparatus too close to the chief's car. Chief Keenan had both doors at different scenes of his Blazer bashed in by backing up apparatus. So that was our primary memorandum and SOP in that department at the time. But we modernized, we changed to a standardized form of training. Ultimately, in '96, we felt that we were confident that we could pass and get a reasonable rating on the ISO program. Volunteer departments are limited pretty much to the lower ratings because very few of them could achieve anything above or beyond a 6. The ratings ran from 10 to 1, 1 being the highest. We were hoping we would get a 6. And the reason for that was that's where you got the optimum rating for the insurance for your local citizens. The situation was if we could get a 6, it would be a big drop in their insurance policies. For every $100 that the town spent on the fire department, the benefit to the improved property owner would be about $300 a year. You know, that was a very lucrative position to try to shoot for. As it turned out, we were really surprised when we were classified a 5. And we were just pleased as we could be of what we had been able to do. And of course, the department has continued along that same vein. To my amazement, I believe it was last year, they achieved a Class 3 volunteer fire department. I've since tried to figure out how many Class 3 volunteer departments there are in the state. I can't even come up with that answer. But it has to be pretty rare. And they've done it over the last several years without increasing the budget. People need to know that their volunteer fire department saves not only lives and property, but saves their tax money. Again, the core of a fire department is its people, and the core that is providing the service in this community is not paid.